In this video, I'm going to show you how to make an F-18 out of a dollar bill. You only need $1 bill, but this one will be a little hard to show you on. So what I'm going to do is I am going to use this bill over here to demonstrate. So I'll be using this bill for the first couple steps of the model until it gets folded up, and then I will use this one, which is only printed on one side. That way this video is in full compliance with all laws that I'm aware of. Once we have our dollar, what we're going to do is we're going to fold it in half, putting a crease this way. So we turn it over, and we fold the dollar in half that way. Now we're going to fold a water bomb base into this side of the dollar. We're going to do that by taking this corner and folding it up to here. We're going to put a diagonal crease right there. Looks like we fold that up, unfold it, and do the same thing with this corner coming down here, making diagonal crease the other way, giving ourselves a nice X. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make a vertical crease that goes right through the center of that X. Do that by turning the dollar over, and we're going to take this edge here and fold it up so that the edge here comes up to where this crease meets the edge of the bill. The same thing on this side. So we take these corners and fold them up, giving us that nice vertical crease. And all of those creases should meet at a point. And that will make it very easy to collapse this into what's called the water bomb base. Now we're going to do this exact same fold on this side of the bill, except that we're going to offset it from this edge just a little bit. That will give us the spread on the wings right here, so that this wing doesn't come to a point. And that hopefully will become clear as we get further through the folds. So what we're going to do is we're going to create this vertical fold as our starting point on this side. And we're going to do that by using this seal as a landmark. Use that to create the center fold. And so what we're going to do is fold back close to the center of that seal. It doesn't have to be exactly precise, but make sure that you line up these edges to keep that crease straight. Now, if you're going to use something that's not a dollar bill, what you're going to need to do is find where this point here is normally and then offset it this way. The way you do that is just do a quick and gentle fold like this, just slightly pinching it where it crosses the center crease. And when you open that up, you'll see here that intersects right here. So if you're not using a dollar bill, you just want to make your vertical crease a little bit to the inside of where that guide crease is. Okay, so we fold this back. And now we want to put in these diagonal creases that go through the intersection of creases we've made here. So fold at a 45-degree, finding the point where these creases here, this is the center line crease, and this is the vertical crease that we made. We want to fold through that point. So as we find that point, we also then use the center creases, the center crease that's here, and this vertical crease right here. We use those as guides So we make sure that we're going through the center point here. We make sure that we're going through the center there. And as we fold up, we make sure that this crease here lines up with the center crease there. And that will ensure that we're folding at a 45-degree angle. And you'll see how we've created the edge of the wing right there. Unfold it, and you'll do the same thing this way, finding the center point and lining up these creases. And that way, when you fold it, you will have that. See how this side has a little bit of an edge and this side comes to a point. You take the side that has the point and you fold it backwards right along the edge right there. And you can line it up by making sure this point right here, it follows the center line, and that will help you keep it straight. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly switch over to this bill so that you can see the landmarks a lot easier. And the folds I just did on that one, quickly, I did fold this one, I folded this one, and put this one back. So this is what we did, and now we're on to this. Okay, once we're here, what we're going to do is we're going to take this flap right here, and we're just going to fold it down like this. Now I'm going to draw in this center line right here that you have a crease on, but we're going to use this as a guide for the next couple folds. So I want to make sure that you can see that center line, which you have a crease on already. So we fold that down, and we're going to use this center line as a reference point. First thing we're going to do is we're going to take the flap that we just folded down, and we're going to fold that up to meet the center line, like that. So, again, this flap folds down, and then it folds up to meet the center line. And just like we did that on this bottom flap, we're going to do that on this top flap. Now keep in mind, when you're doing this bottom flap, just do the top flap. You have this extra flap down here. We'll come to that later. So just make sure you're only folding up the top layer. Now we're going to fold this to the center line as well. Now, as we're folding that down, you will notice that you form a little pocket, or there's this extra layer here, and that is going to fold down with it. So go ahead and make sure that follows when this folds down. So when this folds down, this piece comes with it. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take this piece right here, and we're going to pick a point that's along where these two edges meet. It's an arbitrary point, but one point that you can use as a landmark is, you see where this circle, part of the circle of the seal is? We're going to use that as a landmark. I'm going to put that in a nice red marker so you can see that. That's what we're going to use as a landmark for the next couple folds. And what we're going to do is we're going to join where this mark is to this corner right here. So that fold is going to go right here. Okay, that's the fold that we're going to make from this landmark point all right to this corner. And we're going to just open that up. So this edge should be pretty much opened up all the way. And then from there, what we're going to do is we're going to use this same point, but on this flap here, and we're going to fold from here to an arbitrary point along this side. And what that distance here is going to be is going to wind up being the edge of this tail here. So however you want that, however wide you want that to be. So again, we're going to go from the point here to an arbitrary point here, and that is where this next fold is going to go. So you can see on this flap here, we're going to go from this landmark point to an arbitrary point here. I would say a little bit higher than the halfway point. And then that is going to get folded up. So that fold was from this landmark point to our random point here. Gets folded up just like that. So those two folds that we just did look like this. From this landmark to this edge, and then from that same landmark to our random landmark up here. This gets folded down, and this one gets folded up. And then you can go ahead and just tuck this flap into that pocket like that. And then just take this wing and fold it up, turn the model around, and do all those steps again, but I'll go through them again for you. So again, we're going to use this center line as our reference point for making the wings. So we fold this wing up to the center line, and we fold this one down to the center line. As we do so, we flatten this part right here along with that fold. So we open up like this, fold, fold. And again, we find that landmark on the front of where this kind of part of the seal comes around, and that's our landmark for folding these two next folds. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this landmark to this edge and this landmark to the same distance that we did the other one. So again, we're going to be folding from this landmark to that corner, and we're going to be folding from that same landmark to that edge here. Those are the folds that we're going to be doing. Now, as you can see, this fold will match up with the wing that we folded before. And this one will match up with this side here. That's pretty close, not exact. We go ahead and tuck that under there. If you pull this wing up, you can start seeing the shape of the plane taking form. Now we can do a little wing shaping on these edges here, where we just take this and we're going to kind of just shape it in. And the way that's going to look on the fold, and again, this is not a precise fold, but it's going to look something like that. So it's not going to lay perfectly flat. We open up, you can kind of see the wing shaping taking place. And then we're going to fold this over and we're going to do the same thing over here. Again, it's going to look something like that. That's the way the fold is going to go. And you can kind of match it to the wing on the other side. Make sure they're more or less symmetrical. And now what we're going to do is we're going to collapse the body. Fold it in half like this. And we're going to collapse this part in. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to fold along the edge here and along the edge here to where they meet right about here. I'll go ahead and draw those in as well. So we're going to follow this line right here. There. And then this line we're going to follow there. And then of course we have the center crease. So you can see we're going to fold following this to here. We're going to fold following this to here as we collapse. So we fold along that. Then we come on this side and we fold along that wing like this. And you see how by following those folds, make sure you have everything on the opened up on the inside. So following those folds, what we're going to wind up with is sort of a triangle in the center, like that. See? And we're just going to push it down along that center line. Like that. Okay. So again, when we have the model open and flat like this, we fold along this edge here, we fold along this edge here, and then we push down the middle. So that collapses like this, and this gets pushed down. So that's the model so far. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to fold up this wing. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to take where the wing meets the body right here. That's going to be one reference point right here. And we're going to fold through to a random reference point here, just a little bit above the bottom, right about there is good. So what we do is we're going to connect those points. We're going to connect, so right there where the wing meets the body, through to a point on just a little bit above that bottom of the tail. And we're going to fold through all the layers on this side of the plane. Fold through here, we're going to fold through here. And it's a little bit tricky because you're going through a lot of layers of paper. So again, there's our reference point where the wing meets the body to a point just above this part of the tail, and we fold all the layers up like this. So you can see now the wing is at a right angle to the body. Now, of course, you're going to want to do the same thing on the other side. And it helps if you keep this folded up when you turn it over, because you can match the fold as you fold these. It's not going to be exact, but that'll help you keep it roughly symmetrical. And again, you'll see that it starts where the wing meets the body, right here, and goes to a point just above here. Fold it up. And now you can really see the plane starting to take shape. Okay, now that we have that, the designer suggests that we lock this back section, and we do that by just grabbing this section and folding up at a 45-degree angle. So where that crease is going to be is just a nice 45-degree right there. We just fold that up and in. And then go ahead and collapse the model and squeeze it tight. That's not absolutely necessary. It helps hold the model together just a little bit better, but that's not completely necessary. You can see the fold right in there. Okay, now we just have a few more shaping folds to get the model looking good. What we're going to do now is we're going to fold the tail. We're going to fold the tail. We're looking at sideways from this point to the point where the wing wraps around the body. Right there, there. We're going to make a fold right along there. From this crease that we made to where the wing wraps over the body. Just going to fold it down. Same thing on the other side. From where the wing meets the body to where we made that fold right there. Fold it down. And then you can go ahead and fold the wing, the tail fin, not the wing, the tail fin, up. Again, this right now is just however you want your tail fins to look. You can play with that, make that to taste. So again, we go from where the wing wraps over the body to that crease that we made, fold it down, and then fold it up to make tail fins. Now to fold the wings, what we're going to do is we're going to take where the wing meets the bottom wing right here, where the wing meets the tail fin right here, and we're going to go straight up parallel with the body. So same thing on this side, where the wing meets the tail fin, and straight up parallel with the body. So that's the way those folds are going to look here and here. And you're just going to fold the wing back on that line. So it looks something like that. And then you're going to fold the wing back using this point here as the start of the fold. Fold it so that the wing is at the bottom edge of the wing is about 90-degree angle with the body. So the way that fold looks is something like that, where we fold back on that one and then we fold back like that. So it makes sort of that V fold. And then we take these tail points, we don't want them to be points, and we just open up the wing a little bit, and we open up the wing a little bit, the tail, and we push the point in, giving the tail fin a flat edge. And you can adjust the angle of that however you want. So we open that up, we tuck that in, and there we have our F-18. Hopefully that was clear enough to make it work.